everyone. My name is Ashley Hill, and I am your college success coach, and I want to welcome you to another great broadcast of College Prep Radio. I'm so excited about today's topic, but before I get into that, I just want to take a moment and just to say, I really appreciate everyone that's been listening in, those who have gotten a chance to catch up on our archive shows. I really appreciate those of you that are taking the time to listen in and to spread the word and to spread the message. Because really simply, my mission here is that every week I want to bring you expert college prep guidance to help you parents and aunts and uncles and grandma and the supportive members of the family to help support your teams, those cousins and nieces and nephews and your family preparing for college. That's my goal here. And so every week, if I've completed that goal, I'm satisfied, and that's what this show really is all about. So again, thank you so much for listening in to our show today. Also, I did just mention a second ago, each of our shows are archived on Blog Talk Radio, and also you can listen to them on iTunes as well. So I definitely encourage you to listen to my previous shows to get even more college prep resources for you and your teams. Now, as I mentioned on every show, I do have a topic prepared, but I do like to talk to you guys as well. So feel free to call in at area code 347-857-4638. Again, that's area code 347-857-4638. Feel free to call in and ask questions or maybe provide tips and tools, maybe parents that you've discovered that's working for you that we can share with the other listeners of the broadcast. So I definitely encourage you to call in or to chat in your questions as well. Now, on to today's topic. I have an exciting show for you guys today. We're talking about basically helping your teams to develop effective leadership skills. And that's why I titled today's show, Why Every Teen Must Develop Leadership Skills. Again, that's why every teen must develop leadership skills. So we're talking about leadership today. And where this came from is I host a weekly Q&A session on my Facebook page, Prep, the number 4 College. Every Friday, I like to give parents a chance or whomever to ask questions. So I received a question last week from a parent, and they were asking about specifically how their child could be a leader when perhaps they're in an organization at their school where all the leadership positions are being taken. So I want to delve more into that, but that caused me to take a step back with this topic and to think, I really think even though leadership is, it's I would say a heavily discussed topic, just generally in our society, when you talk about college students and their future careers and their contributions to society, but I don't think we spend enough time discussing how can teenagers, I'm talking about 7th grade on up to 12th grade, how can they prepare? And so I'm going to get into that tonight. And also, just so you guys know, I will be covering a part 2. This topic is so huge, and there are so many nuggets, parents, that I really want to get into that we won't be able to in just one show. So next week I'm going to talk further about leadership skills. But I want to jump right into this, and parents, as always, and those who are listening, give you exactly what you need, no fluff, no extras, but give you exactly what you need so that you can help your teens, number one, prepare for college, but also parents that you can receive insight because you're a very important part of the college prep process. And before I go into the next point, I want to stop and talk about that. You will hear me mention this so many times on the show and on my website and wherever else you see me. It's a partnership model, and basically what that means is, yes, you have the team, that's the applicant applying to college, but there are other players in this model, in this partnership, that must all come together to truly, what I feel, for the team to truly be successful in getting into college and then excelling in college and then, of course, in their careers and life after graduation. So number one is the team, obviously. Number two, parents is you. Parents, you are so important. I don't know if your teens are telling you this, but I'm going to tell you that parents, you are so important. Your teens need you. They need you in this process. They need you engaged. They need you informed. They need you on top of what's going on so that you can help them make decisions because parents, your teens have never done this before. This is a new situation. Now, parents, you may have older children that have gone through this, but, it's different with every child. So parents, it's very important that you are engaged and you have insight so that you can, really help prepare your teens, for the college life in terms of academics, as well as, there's a social component as well. It's totally different from, being at high school with a set schedule. It's very different. So, yes, parents, you are a very important part. Also, the school, obviously your teachers, principals, administrators, psychologists, therapists, all the school officials, they're a very important part, not only because of obviously they're imparting knowledge to your teams, but also, you're going to have your guidance counselors. Some schools have college coaches. Some schools have speakers come in. Some schools set up different college fairs and financial aid nights and senior nights and all these different things. So that component must be in place as well. The school is a very, very important part. And then the last partnership in this model is the community. And by community, I mean your local businesses, because they can provide internships. They can speak at the schools. They can give insight on careers. They can perhaps help your teams to find volunteer opportunities as well, which could lead to scholarship dollars. Parents, I encourage you to check out. That was a previous show that we did, so check that out. Also, the nonprofits. There are so many, and I'm sure parents, even in your community, there are so many nonprofit organizations that are there to provide college fairs and to provide platforms where parents, you can come and learn the information, whether it's financial aid, whether it's helping your teens complete their college applications, or what have you. But the community organizations are there. So parents, I definitely encourage you to understand that all parts must work together for the success of your team and their future, And education opens the door to a world of endless opportunities. I'm a witness. Parents, if you've gone to college and graduated, you're a witness. There's definitely no surprise there. However, this is such a challenging process, parents, that your teens are going to need resources beyond their abilities, beyond who they know. And so, parents, that's how you can come in. That's how the school component can come in. That's how the community can come in to make sure that these resources are available so that the teens can make the right decisions, get into the school that's best fit for them, not the perfect school, because that doesn't exist, but the college that is best fit for them. And then, of course, the community can come in, and as I mentioned, volunteer opportunities, internship opportunities, scholarship opportunities. So, again, all parts of the partnership must work together. Now, into our topic tonight, I want to start with, I was reading a study. So after I got this question on my Facebook page about leadership, I decided that I wanted to expand it and really talk about why it's so critical for teens, 7th grade and up, to truly develop strong and effective leadership skills. So Entrepreneur Magazine, I'm not sure if you've heard of them, but they're a major magazine. Entrepreneur Magazine in St. John's University, some of the professors there, they conducted a study, and they were studying leadership skills in terms of success in college and in the future. And, there's no surprise to me that they concluded that college students have a higher chance of being successful in college and in their future careers if they engage in constant leadership development. So there's no surprise there. We're going to get into this, but there are effective leaders and there are non-effective leaders. There is a difference. But, just as our society, as, technology advances and really advancements in all areas, we need leaders to step up, whether that's in politics, whether that's in business, banking, fashion, education, any area. There has to be a constant wave of new leaders stepping up. And so college, I believe, is the perfect environment to truly develop those leadership skills, because there's so many opportunities to do that. But I truly think, why wait? Why wait until freshman year when students can learn, really before the 7th grade, but definitely by the 7th grade? Parents, you can start to impress upon your teens the importance of being a leader, what all that entails, what the qualities of a good and effective leader are, and what you don't want. and what you don't want, in a leader, and what you don't want to be as a leader. So I really think it's important, yes, this study confirmed this for college students, but hey, let's get started early. I'm definitely an advocate for that. So they really actually pinpointed the major areas that college students, and I'm saying this, parents for your teens need to master these areas. Number one is being trustworthy. A leader must be trusted. They must be credible because they're going to have to make decisions and speak on behalf of the organization or what have you. And people need to have confidence in what they're saying. Parents, it's a simple example, but that's why we patronize certain businesses. That's why we go to certain places. That's why we follow certain people on Facebook. That's why we support certain organizations, because we are trusting and we have confidence in what's being said, the mission or values of that person, or perhaps the organization that they're representing. So parents, you can start now with helping your teens to be trustworthy, to teach them that their word is their bond, as I heard growing up. Number two, this is major time management. An effective leader knows how to manage their time wisely. Why? Because a leader is going to be faced with so many things. Obviously, the main mission at hand. They may have to deal with personnel issues. There may be budgeting issues. There may be just challenges with the position. So they're going to have to learn how to manage their time to effectively handle everything and balance everything as needed. Number three is being proactive, not waiting for someone to tell you what to do. I said this on Facebook, I believe it was last week, that in the jungle now. In the jungle, a lion doesn't walk around asking what he should do. He just does it. He flows into his purpose, hunting, protecting. So a leader, likewise with a leader should not go around asking, okay, I'm a leader, asking people to justify what they're doing. A leader needs to be solid and to know what the mission is, what their purpose is, have a strategy in place and follow through. And so that's what all of this is the preparation for. And so parents, that's why I'm going to keep saying this throughout this show, that yes, you have to encourage your teens to be solid in these areas. Not waiting on someone to tell them, but being proactive. Number four, I think is very important, is empowering or inspiring others. A leader is going to have a team, and the team, must be instructed, guide. The leader serves as a guide, to get them from point A to point B. That involves, the team members need to be inspired, to move to action. They need to be empowered that, hey, they have the skill set, they've been trained, they have confidence, the leader has confidence in them and that they can complete the mission. So that's very important. And then the last topic, the last nugget that this study, found that's very much needed is proper networking. An effective leader knows how to bring others in. For example, if they have a weakness in a certain area, or not even so much on that front, but they know how to collaborate with others, weakness or not. But they know how to collaborate with others, to perhaps get insight that they don't have, to get resources that they don't have, to be connected with people so that they, again, can, make effective decisions and lead the team as they should and get the job done, I want to mention those again. Number one is being trustworthy. Your word is your bond. Number two is time management. Number three is being proactive. Number four is empower or inspire others. And number five is networking. All right. Now we're talking about we're still talking about the big picture here. So parents, your teens are preparing to go to college so that they can receive the education to work in their desired career field. Now, specifically, in this study concluded that successful leaders are able to communicate their vision in such a way that others join them. And that's what I was just talking about. But communication is key, parents. It is so vital, and I know that you know that on your jobs. So I really want you to, and we're going to get into this, I really want you to teach your teens this. Give them examples, maybe examples from your workplace or maybe in the home or while watching a TV show. but to really impress upon them the importance of effective communication. For example, just because you're listening to someone doesn't mean you understand what they said. There may need to be clarification, because a team and a leader are most successful when there's a unified front. There must be unity. So if one person heard something that's different from what somebody else heard on the same team, they could be going in opposite directions. That could thwart the mission, whatever the purpose, whatever the project is. And so that's why it's very important for your teams to understand the difference between effective communication and ineffective communication. And, parents, your teams, this is what it boils down to. And parents, I'm sure you will agree with me, is that your teams are going to have to solve issues on their job. Sometimes it's going to require creative thinking, creative solutions, and sometimes it's just based on purely, knowledge and a certain skill set. But really the other component that I want to, in addition to being able to communicate, really is that your teams must be able to see the big picture. And in other words, what I'm saying is they must be visionaries. And what I mean by that is, yes, there may be a certain situation at work that very day, but, as leaders in the workplace and in their personal life, and even as they're developing in college, as they will, when they go on campus and join certain activities, they must be able to see beyond the current project. They need to be able to project forward, so that they can make sure that they're prepared. That's really the key there, is to make sure that they're prepared so that they can handle the challenges up ahead. And this is what I really want to stress, parents, is I know some of you may be thinking, well, this doesn't apply to my team. My team doesn't want to work in management. That's a big misconception. Parents, your teams need to lead in whatever position that they have, whether they're in management or not. Because, to be honest, right now, your teams are thinking about college or thinking about their majors. They could say they don't want to work in management, but at some point that may occur in their career. An opportunity may come for them to be promoted. They may be given more an increased workload. They may not be the manager, but they may be required to lead projects, project management. Just so many different opportunities that could arise. And so their managers, from a career setting, they could be looking for, do you have the skills? That could be what gets them in the door, parents, to that job, is displaying those leadership skills, on their resume and their, recommendations or what have you, as soon as they graduate from college. Obviously, we can see the importance of this in their personal life. Is in all of these things that I just mentioned, the time management, being proactive, being trustworthy, inspiring others, networking. These skills are key in and outside of work life. It's in every area, of their lives. And this is the big picture, parents, is that while leadership skills need to be demonstrated throughout the college prep process, that the decision-making, approaching challenges, confronting and speaking up when necessary, all of those are a part of being an effective leader. All of those. Again, that's decision-making, how you approach challenges, confrontation, and speaking up when necessary. So, and here's my formula for this. When you combine your college education, parents, when your teens have their degree in hand, they develop a certain skill set for their career field, and they are effective leaders, they're unstoppable. They are unstoppable, and they will be successful in all parts of their life. Because that's the bigger picture here, parents, is yes, we're getting them ready for college, but college is really a stepping ground for life after graduation. Again, that formula is when you combine your college education plus your, specific skill set and you're an effective leader, parents, your teams will be unstoppable. They will be successful because that's what you need. Now, as I mentioned, this must start as early as possible. Now, I'm starting with 7th graders with this discussion. But parents, if you can start with 5 years old, it needs to start as early as possible. Again, because yes, the immediate goal is getting into college. But you can definitely cut the learning curve if you start early, parents. Your teens, if they go into college, with a certain level of leadership skills, it's only going to be easier for them to further develop themselves. And really it requires all areas of their life to be aligned. And that's really the beauty of really being a great leader, or even striving to be, as we all should, parents, teens, is that we all should still be striving to be effective leaders. is because it's going to cause every area in our lives to align: academic, personal, financial, physical, social, all areas. So there's really, to me, it's only positive. Parents working with your teens now to help them develop effective leadership. Now, from the study that I mentioned earlier, the two most important things are being proactive and well organized. This is certainly true when we're preparing for college, and I'm going to go into those examples now. Number one, being proactive. Now, parents, all the college applications have certain due dates, okay? An admissions officer is not going to call your teen and say, hey, it's due in 1 week, don't forget. Hey, it's due tomorrow, don't forget. No one will call. Financial aid will not call your house. Now, they may call to verify paperwork, but they're not going to initiate conversations with you, parents, or the teens. The teen has to reach out to them. The scholarship committees are not going to be knocking down on your door, parents, looking for your teens. Your teens are going to have to be proactive. Why is this? This is preparing for adulthood, because once your teens get onto college campus, no one is going to wake them up. No one is going to wash their clothes. No one is going to bring them their books. No one is going to do their homework. So this is preparation for adulthood. This is a part of being a leader. A leader doesn't have to be constantly told. They don't have to have their hand held through everything. That's maturity. And so, parents, you can do that right in the home. Yes, you can, and, you can help your teen. You can help them by saying, hey, create a calendar. Keep track of your dates. You can check in with them every so often. But parents, they need to take charge and keeping track of when applications are due, when other parts of the process is due. They need to keep track of that. Also, organization. I can't stress this enough. So much going on. You're talking about financing college. You're trying to make sure that your grades are together. You're trying to make sure your transcripts are mailed on time. You're trying to schedule college interviews. You're trying to schedule college visits. You're trying to select a college. And so many different things going on. So it's very important to be organized. And parents, you can demonstrate this by letting your teens see you be organized. You guys can, work on that at home. And then when it comes to the college prep process, your teams can make sure that, for example, if they have 5 main colleges, let's say they have 5 separate folders. They have 5 separate bins where they keep all the different information. Or, for example, we got parents, those of you that have teens that are seniors, and coming up here in January, financial aid forms, you can apply as early as after January 1st. So parents, you can start organizing your tax information. If your teens have work, they can start organizing their tax information. So really, it's all about organization because, again, no one's going to come to you. The admissions office is not going to call and beg you for information. But the other part of this is that if you're not organized, just as a leader can miss out on important information in a job setting, well, parents, your teens can miss out on important information if they're not organized, if they're not on top of what they need to be. So it's vital. And also, what I think a lot of teens and parents kind of miss out on the concept is that the application, I believe the most successful college applicants are able to demonstrate leadership skills throughout their entire application. Because parents have to think about this. There are millions of teens applying to college that's within the U.S. and that's international students. So the competition is stiff. But parents, your teens can definitely stand out among the competition if they can demonstrate leadership skills all throughout their college application. That includes on the admissions essay. That includes, which after-school activities they select and are a part of. That includes their grades. That also includes letters of recommendation. And I'll go into that. And also the college interview as well. But I'll go into each one. Number one is your admissions essay. When the admissions officer is reading these essays, number one, they're looking for people to stand out, and they're looking for leaders. College is about developing leaders. That's a part of it. It's developing leaders. And so in your essay, if you can demonstrate that you led this, or if you take those skills that I mentioned earlier, time management, being proactive, networking, trustworthiness, and some others that we're going to get into on the next show, if you can demonstrate that in your college essay by what you've done, the action that you've taken, that's huge points for your teams, parents. That's going to make them stand out, and that's going to show the college that this is a leader that's ready. They're ready. They're going to be a good fit at this college, and they can be further, their leadership skills can be further refined and further developed. Also, it's activities. An effective leader, an effective team leader is not going to be in as many activities as possible, but they're going to selectively choose activities that can highlight their skills, further develop their leadership skills so that they can further, number one, demonstrate that in their high school or middle school. But they can also further, that can get them scholarship dollars. That could get them that could be the difference between them getting into a college or not, along with other factors such as grades. So that can really be an important part of the college application is your extracurricular activities. For example, a vice president, if they're helping the president with a project. And also this now goes to the question that I received on last Friday is what if your team is in an activity and let's say all the leadership positions are taken? Well, look at the skills, and parents, this is what I want you to do. Sit down with your teams, make a list of what are the skills of an effective leader, and see what skills can your teams apply to what group they're in. So let's say that they're not the president, but maybe they can lead one project. Maybe they can be in charge of a fundraiser event. They can start there. They can start with communication, keeping a budget, being organized, being on time, managing their project and schoolwork. Those are all leadership skills right there, parents. So, parents, I want you to do that tonight or this weekend. I want you to sit down and write that list out with your teams, and you guys figure out what can your teams implement right now, even if they're not leading in a traditional leadership position, meaning vice president, president, secretary, or what have you. All right. The next one is grades. An effective leader, we've talked about this, we've touched on it, is balance and time management. They're successful because they're able to balance. Parents, this, falls kind of on you as well. If you know that your teams are in so many after-school activities, they're struggling with their schoolwork, the school activities need to be put on pause until the schoolwork improves. Because that's what truly matters. Yes, they can get a sports scholarship. Yes, they can get a music scholarship. But their grades is a very, very, very important part of the process. And you don't want them to miss out on scholarships or getting into their best fit college because of grades. So the priorities must definitely be organized. And they must, well, number one, yes, is priority. But number two is time management. And until they're able to get their school grades up, that's all they need to be doing. So with that said, parents, we're going to stop right there. I know we've touched on a lot of information. Make sure you do that assignment with your teams, and let me know. I'm on Facebook, again, at Prep, the number 4 College. Let me know how it's going. Tell me what list you guys came up with. But like I mentioned, we're going to get into part 2 next week. I'm going to talk about the interview process and other ways and other resources, parents, that you can help your teams to truly develop these leadership skills that they need, not only for college but for the world. Also, you can chat with me on Twitter. That's Prep, the word for, F-O-R College, Prep, the word for, F-O-R College. Also, you can check out the website. That's collegeprepready.com. Again, that's collegeprepready.com. Also, if you have questions, feel free to email me at info@collegeprepready.com. Again, that's info@collegeprepready.com. Also, we do have a blog there on the website with more resources and different tips, parents, for you and your teens. So you can check out that on the homepage of the website, collegeprepready.com. Also, parents, I'm so excited. I want to announce that in January, starting January 2nd, we're going to have our 12 Days After New Year's event, and I'm going to give you 12 must-have college prep resources that you must have. So stay tuned to the Facebook page and my website for that. Again, that's the 12 Days After New Year's event. Also, yes, I'm providing these tips here on the radio show, but I would love to work with you and your teams one-on-one. So if you're interested in that opportunity, you can check out the website. That's our Student Executive Academy program, and that's where I work with you, work with your teens, parents one-on-one, and I get them ready for college. We figure out a strategy just for them. We make sure that everything is ready to go. And, again, if you're interested in that opportunity, go to the website, fill out the application, and our staff will be getting back in touch with you on that. So, again, thank you guys so much for listening in. Again, next week we're going to go into part 2 of why every teen must develop their leadership skills in the meantime. Again, feel free to leave me a message on Facebook, Twitter, or send me an email. Until then, take care.